Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. We have a four-game slate tonight. Pretty simple slate. We're waiting on some injury news that will kind of dictate the direction we have to go. We have like two early games and two night games. So let's get right into it. You could drop a like down below and subscribe if you have not already. Yesterday was a good day for Fanduel. Fanduel's been a lot better than Draftkings over the past couple weeks. Not sure why, but it's been having some more success over there. But Draftkings was close last night, and then the overtime game just kind of pushed us out. But is what it is. We're on to today with this four-game slate. FanDuel scored like a 343 last night, so hopefully we can get both in the money tonight. So let's start off here at point guard. Not a lot of pay-up options on the slate, which makes both James Harden and Russell Westbrook very appealing. I like Harden a little bit more, just similarly priced. He's at home. He probably gets a better matchup. I mean, they both get tough matchups. I think both will be guarded by either Kawhi or probably Westbrook will be guarded by Beverly, but Harden will probably be guarded by Kawhi. So it's going to be a tough matchup for both, but Harden has done fine in this matchup. They played like 3 times already this year. So Harden at home, he looks fine at 10-7. I like definitely not that interested in Kyle Lowry at 8,600. I say Jamal Murray looks good. Van Fleet looks fine if he's in. I like Shake Milton. And I like Rozier at 6,200, especially if Devontae Graham is out. And then I'd say going cheap at this position, not a lot to like at all. So probably a spot where I at least go in the mid-range. Right now, assuming that Graham is out, I like Terry Rozier. We'll just get a nice bump in usage, in shot attempts, in some of those other categories like assist and rebounding. Not much in terms of rebounding, but assist definitely. So he's at a good price point. If Graham is in, then I'll probably go up to like a Shake Milton probably. Over at shooting guard, I like Harden. Wiggins looks good, but Curry's back, and he probably will take some usage away. And then I'd say Jamal Murray looks fine at this position. And if I'm going under 5,000, I like Cody Martin if Graham is out as a nice value option. And Gary Harris looks good at 4,400, as good as Gary Harris can ever look because doesn't do much in terms of shooting. But Harden looks fine here. The position is pretty weak, shooting guard, so makes sense to get him in there. At small forward, I'm looking at Kawhi, Tobias, definitely. George looks fine at 7,400, assuming his minutes can get up there. He hasn't topped 30 minutes since he missed some time with the hamstring injury, but yeah, if this is a spot where it's a pretty important game, so I think both. I think there's a shot that he can get over 30 minutes tonight, and at 7,400, he looks pretty good. Even if Van Fleet's out, then Powell is priced up to 66. Not a priority, but still looks fine. It's a 10:30 game, so we might not get that news before 7 o'clock, so we might have to do some late swapping on DraftKings. And then under 5,000, once again, be Cody Martin at 45, assuming Graham is out. Glenn Robinson looks okay at 4,000. And McDaniels looks good if Graham is indeed out. Right now, I like Tobias, 79. He just looks pretty good. I think it's a good matchup. Couple of tough matchups recently against the Lakers and against the Clippers. Couple of spots where both have really, really good defenders. It's going to be tough for Tobias to have a ceiling game. And now his price tag went down to under 8,000. Good spot here. A much better matchup in terms of defense. The Kings have been playing at a faster pace over the past couple months. Ever since, whenever Fox is healthy, they play at a much faster pace. So Tobias looks good at 7,900. Power forward, I'm looking at Covington, Al Horford, Anunoby, depending on some of the injuries on Toronto. And I'd say Washington looks okay at 5,500. I like Paul Millsap, 46. And then don't know if Zeller's going to play tonight. It seems like whenever Zeller plays, Biyombo doesn't play. If Biyombo plays, Zeller doesn't play. So you're going to have to look at whoever they start. If they start Biyombo, then I assume Zeller's not going to play, and vice versa. I say Mike Scott is probably my favorite value play at 3,800 right now. Played 36 minutes. Will probably play heavy minutes once again. It's a good spot for him against a power forward going into Sacramento. Matched up against Bielitsa, not a good defender. And both are match up pretty well against each other. Both stretch fours, like to shoot threes. Right now at power forward, I'd say that Millsap looks pretty good at 4,600, under 5K. It's just a great matchup for him in terms of a front court, how bad Charlotte is defensively in the front court. We'll be able to get some rebounds, and the minutes aren't going to be super high for him, but probably will get you 26 to 28, depending on how close this game is. Over at center, I like Jokic, 95. Definitely one of the better pay-up options. I like Covington. He's been amazing since he's joined Houston. Been amazing in terms of getting up defensive stats and shooting the three ball pretty well. And he just knows his role. He's also a great rebounder. So definitely love Covington at that price point. Still viable. And then Draymond is questionable. If he's out, then Chris looks pretty good at 6,000. And then I'd say if Biyombo does start, then he was definitely in play at 4,100. That looks pretty good just because whenever he has been starting, he's been getting the good minutes in like 20s. He got 32 once against Toronto. And at 4,100, with the lack of value on the slate right now, he probably will be able to hit value if he does indeed start. But Covington looks pretty good right now at 6,700. I just like this game to target. It should be pretty high scoring. And there's not a lot of other good games to stack in terms of the other three. And then at forward here, I like Scott as a cheap option, 3,800. Just looks really good. We'll get the minutes. Been fine whenever he's given those spot starts. Can shoot the three, can get some rebounds. And there's a lot of scoring to go around, missing Embiid, Simmons, and Josh Richardson once again. For Fanduel, at point guard, there's quite a bit of options to like. Everybody over, like, I like Shake Milton, I like Rozier, Murray, Lowry, Fox. They all look really, really good. So it's not a spot where I don't think you have to pay up for Westbrook. At shooting guard, I definitely want to pay up for Harden. Just looking at the position, it's just completely different. There's not as many options. So probably will think that I'll stay in this range at point guard for Fanduel. Assuming Graham's out, I like Terry Rozier, 5,800. Looks fine. In terms of usage, minutes, everything looks good. Shooting guard, let's look how bad this position is. You have Harden at 11-2, and then you got two injured players. We don't know their status. And then it kind of drops off to a Buddy Hield that's been seeing less minutes off the bench recently. Hasn't topped their 27 minutes in any of his last 5 or 6 games. And then Damian Lee looks less appealing with Curry back. And you have Cody Martin, depending on Graham news. So this position is pretty weak. So I definitely think I'll probably get up to James Harden here at shooting guard. Small forward, I like Siakam, depending on some of the injuries. I love Tobias, 71. George is really inexpensive. And Anunoby are probably my top 4. Right now, I'd say Tobias, 7,100 is probably the guy that I try to get in there. Power forward, I like Kawhi, Covington, Horford. All look really good. Serge, depending on if he's in, looks fine, but I don't think we'll get that news probably before 7, and you can't swap on FanDuel, so don't think I'm going to take that risk. And then Scott looks pretty good too at 4,300. But right now, I'd say Horford looks great. Just, we know what you're going to get. He's going to see good minutes as a starting center. We'll see 33, 34 minutes. He was in foul trouble against the Clippers, and now he gets a great spot against Sacramento after dealing with the front courts and the defensive players of the Lakers and Clippers. Much easier matchup for Horford and good spot for him. Anytime you get a center at power forward eligibility, it's a spot where I want to take advantage of that. And over at center here, I like Jokic. Looks fine if he can get up there. If I can't, then I'm looking at Chris at 6,100. Biyombo, if he starts, still viable at 5K, although it's pretty risky. And then Boucher, if you think that the Raptors are still going to be missing their Gasol and Ibaka. But I think Chris is still going to make value at 6,100 right now. Has seen pretty good minutes off the bench. I mean, starting, but off the bench, they don't have that many players, especially if Green is out once again. So he's still seeing good minutes. It's really him, Bender, and then Kevin Looney is already out for this game. So he should still see his normal minutes tonight, assuming Toronto doesn't go small at center. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for right now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll update you guys on Twitter as things change. And good luck today.